This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Thursday, October the 2nd. I want to start out yesterday. Soybeans rallied hard. We got a statement out of the White House that was credited for this. President Trump stating that in 4 weeks he's going to meet with President Xi from China, and soybean trade will be a top topic. They will be talking about soybean trade. It takes a while to fully absorb that because we've heard this from both sides before. China that they'd buy, and from President Trump that we would push sales to them, and they haven't happened. Bottom line, I don't think that one meeting is going to solve the problem with soybean trade. Quite honestly, I don't know as if China needs soybeans right now. I think they'll buy from the United States, don't get me wrong, but I don't know as if they really need to right now. I mean, they just bought 35 vessels out of Argentina. They only bought two soybean vessels out of Brazil last week. It is not like China needs soybeans. And, if they meet, if anything happens, a frame contract wouldn't be surprising, but that really isn't worth the paper it's written on. So I wouldn't get too hung up on this China trade. At the same time, we have talked at nausea about how the soybean demand is good. We really don't need a lot of Chinese business. We got to look at this going forward because the mindset of the market has yet to shift. When you look at exports to everybody else, record paced, without China, you got to ask, how much of that business do you really want? The cynical part of me is this is in retaliation or in reaction to the news story that broke yesterday about the tweet with funding going to Argentina. I think this might be something to cover that up a little bit. That's my cynical side, but we'll see what happens moving forward. Along with the lines of China. Topic number two, China raised their corn crop yesterday, putting up 298 million metric tons this year, cut their import forecast to just 7 million metric tons. 2 years ago, China imported 23 million metric tons, so, about a third of what they were just 2 years ago. Bigger production, heavier use of wheat in feed rations, and the bottom line, China is culling their herds. They are streamlining and getting a little more efficient in their livestock production. So a little bit less feed demand on corn, not out of the question. Look at it though, with the global corn stocks, sitting at a 10-year low. Rationing a little bit of demand here and there, not the worst thing. And the third and final thing I want to talk about, basis values. Interior basis values, right as harvest is getting over with or getting underway, firming. Several points in the West yesterday, I saw corn basis snug up a little bit. Now, we're not talking lopping off a lot, but they have firmed up. Soybean basis likely going to follow here too. Some of the bigger crushers have firmed up their bids. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here because it's telling me that the crop isn't there and the yields aren't there and farmers are not selling. Um, Bottom line, if you have grain to sell right now, pushes are being paid. Posted basis, that's your starting point. File that away. Those are the three things I'm watching today.